After we finished that, I said to Dylan, I said, people are going to believe that aren't going to believe it happened like this. They're going to think this was scripted. It was made to look a certain way. It came down to that last damn shot.
So you make it episode 3. Everyone's lined up thinking they're going to be tug of war. You go through the doors and you learn that you're basically playing Battleship. I think they called it Warship.
Warship.
Shit. Oh, man.
And on top of that, you end up being a captain. And then you find out
Captain and Lieutenant will be eliminated, along with the players in their sunken ships.
Walk us through it, because that was brutal. That was a little hard to watch.
They before we picked the captains, they told us if 2 of your boats are sunk, even if it's the 2 and the 3 boat, you'll still have 10 people remaining on your team. They will be safe, but the captain and the lieutenant will be out. So we did know that before we picked captains. As a huge reality show fan, at some point you have to step up. And I wanted to do something. I stayed in the background this whole time. Something told me, this is your spot. This is where you have to step up, be a leader for the team, and take a freaking huge risk. And if you can pull this off, they'll look at you as a leader and they'll want to keep you around. So I knew I was going to have to take a chance at some point, and that was it. Who wants to be the captain? 3 of us raised our hand. Myself, Joel, and Rebecca. I said, all right, let's all give our reason why. And I'm going to go last, because in my eyes, the last thing you hear is the first thing you remember, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I went last. So even then, I was trying to be a little bit strategic with my decision. And I gave the biggest rah-rah Newt Rockney speech of the century. I could see it in their eyes. They were tearing up. I was tearing up. I mean, I was so jacked up. I won a national championship in college baseball. This was just as intense for me.
I love that.
So I said, guys, when we thought it was tug of war, we had a system. We had our placements, who was going to be in the front, where we were going to put Doc, Lexi, James, the smaller people in between us. We had a cadence. I said, listen, guys, you believe in me out there. Believe in me right now, and I will get us through this. We will not lose. Gambu Gang is winning this. You can count on it. And Steven says, I'm looking at the intensity in this guy's eyes. He's our man, guys. And then we took a vote, and it was unanimous, luckily. And then I had to pick my lieutenant. And Joel, he didn't get a lot of airtime, and I could tell by talking to him, he's extremely intelligent. So I picked him for my lieutenant. And the way it happened, after we finished that, I said to Dylan, I said, people are going to believe that aren't going to believe it happened like this. They're going to think this was scripted. It was made to look a certain way. It came down to that last damn shot. This is a $4.56 million decision.
And you asked Rick.
Doc, F5, F8. I want Rick to have all the credit in the world, but it didn't happen exactly that way. The way it edited made it look like I only asked Rick. Every single pick we made, I was ultimately the one that made the pick, but I asked everyone's opinion. And then I made the decision based on hearing everyone's answer. So I asked everyone.
That's good leadership.
Well, I didn't want to be the only one making a decision, because I was responsible.
This is a dictatorship.
Yeah, I was responsible for people staying or leaving there, including myself.
No, that's smart.
So Perna, James, and Elliot were all the way in the back. They were in the back corner. And I go, guys, please, I need to hear from them too. Everyone gave it an opinion on F5 or F8. And I didn't ask Doc last. 5 or 8? What are we thinking? Who says 5? Who says 5? Who says 5? Marcus said 8. I think Dylan may have said 8. So the majority did go with 5. If I was to sit here and say Doc saying 8 isn't the reason I went 8, I'd be lying. I'm like, this guy has wisdom. He's been on this earth a long time, and it's not by accident. So him saying 8 was ultimately what drove me to pick 8.
I'll stick with 8.
And they didn't show it, but I was literally putting it into the 5 slot, and right before I made contact with the board, Doc says F8. I'm either making the biggest move ever here, or I'm the biggest sucker. And I went down to 8. I'm telling you, man, to see the look on Doc's face, knowing that he made that decision, knowing that he helped the team win, that's all he was there for.